So lately, I've been really wanting to create. Like, I've been really inspired to create a lot, and it can be so tempting and so easy to get into the flow of things or have a vision for or like a goal in mind, like for me, for instance, I really just wanted to create a lot of music. And I think that's fine, but there also needs to be time to rest and recharge and take space for myself that isn't just on my computer making music or even just like staring at any kind of screen, quite honestly. Like I think I have had to like take time away from screens, especially when I'm not making music. At least that's what I know I've been called to do. Have I been successful in doing that? I can't say I'm perfect at that right now. But I do know I can recognize like that is something that I am being called to do and that is going to be helpful for me. But yeah, all this to say, where was I going with this? I've really been into creating a lot, especially these like sound journeys and honestly, just music production as a whole. I really have been enjoying it, but I've had to remind myself to not get into the habit of creating for the sake of an outcome, for the sake of a video, or for the sake of having something to show for what I've been putting time and effort and energy into. So I really had to like take a step back for a second, and just remember that. Remind myself, like, hey, I love doing this, I love creating, but I also don't have to think about it in such like intense restrictions. I was just watching this video on Rick Rubin and he compared creating to fishing. I don't know if it was creating in general or like music production or creating music or writing a song, but he compared it to fishing. Whereas, like, you can go out and intend to fish, but you can't say, I'm going to go out and catch 3 fish today because you never know what's going to stick or, you just don't have control. There's certain things that we just don't have that much control over. But what we can do is show up every day in whatever capacity that we have and just accept that and have that be the process that moves us forward, the thing that lights us up, the thing that is in alignment, the intention. What is the intention that you're setting? And I had to remind myself of my intention because I'm not intending to make music so that I can make a video on it. My intention is always to make music because I love making music and I hear music all the time and I want to make the music that I hear. So, another part of that video that I don't know if he said it, I don't know, this video was like narrated by someone else, but it was basically about Rick Rubin and like his life and philosophy. And it was just super aligned with the way that I am feeling guided and in terms of my approach to creativity. So yeah, it just came at the perfect time that I saw this. But it was basically like his recommendation is to just create a lot of stuff with zero intentions, just for the sake of or I should say, zero intentions for the outcome of what this thing should be. I'm not making music to so that I can share it, so that I can make money from it, so that I can, like, nothing is riding on this. Like, nothing is riding on me and my creativity other than the thing that lights me up, other than it's something that I genuinely enjoy doing. And so what he was saying was create, just get into the habit of creating a lot of things. And naturally, from that, you're gonna have a few things that stand out that's like, hey, I really like this piece of work that I did. Maybe this can be something. But you never know what that's going to be until you do it, until you just try a bunch of stuff. And I think that in a way, that's kind of like what these sound journeys have been. For me, at least that's kind of what they feel like they've been evolving into. Because at the first, like at the start of this process, it was like, okay, I just want something where I can show up imperfectly. Like these are not finished songs. They're just ideas that I have, and then I just write, like I put them in the session, and I can play through all of those ideas and like layer them in different ways. And each time I play through it, it's different because I feel inspired to bring different things in and layer things differently. So it just becomes more, I feel like that is what creates these sound journeys for me. And it kind of helped me lower the bar to my entry into my creative process, because for a while I was thinking like, oh, I need to, create something that sounds good, that is mixed well, that is, all these different like checks that it has to meet in order to be worthy of being shared. And so the sound journeys for me was just a way for my own mental process to release that and just throw things out there. Even things that I might not necessarily see too much in, but other people might, other people might resonate. So that's why I choose to share them as well. But at some point, it kind of became like, oh, I need to make a sound journey for this week or this, to feed the algorithm or something. And that mindset, that shift is where things kind of changed, where the creative blocks come from that, because you're no longer choosing the intention of freedom or the intention of just showing up to be free and in this, to be in this creative experience and curiosity and to see what comes out. But now you're thinking about the outcome, you're thinking about the video. And so I had to like reel it in real fast. And mind you, I'm getting better at this, at like catching this when this happens, instead of getting so far down the line that I reach creative burnout. But again, that comes from like tuning in to where I'm at, and I knew something was feeling off, and also trusting my guidance in that literally led me to like clicking on that video, which I didn't even really know what that was. I didn't read the title. I just looked at the thumbnail and I was like, oh, Rick Rubin, yeah, like I'm aware of who that is, and it just seemed like that thumbnail called to me. So I clicked on it, and yeah, that's like exactly what like the messages in that video of his own teachings and philosophy is exactly what I needed to hear at this point on my journey before, spiraling into those old habits of doing for the sake of an outcome or showing up for the sake of an algorithm and stuff. So, yeah. So I just basically needed to catch that, and now I am excited. It helped me like recalibrate basically and get more excited again about just creating for the sake of it and having fun with it and knowing that not everything has to ride on this one thing that I'm doing, and just like releasing the pressure. So, yeah, that's been my life and creative process in a nutshell lately. So, that's where I'm at. I'm currently on sound journey number 8, so I'm probably going to record that or get started on that. I actually, sorry, I'm like all over the place. I recorded a voice note of an idea, and I want to kind of build this sound journey around that. So we're gonna see how that turns out. But again, it's creating without outcome, without the intention of an outcome. Creating just to have fun and enjoy it and see what happens. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this here. Thanks for sticking around during my check-in. I'll talk to you guys soon. We have some fun things coming up, so yeah, stay tuned.